first 10 days after losing the Champions League final on penalties, it was a tough one, and a lot of reflection about that as well. But then you realize the season that we had, all the hard work that we put in, and not only the reflection of the year, but as well the journey and everything, and everybody that has been involved in taking the club to the position that is right now, and ultimately to win a trophy that obviously we didn't have for 22 years, which is a long time. But it was all worth it. I think the final feeling on the parade was something unique and absolutely magical, and very grateful for that as well.
You'll know that the really great teams, Manchester City, of which you were a part under Pep, Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson, they've gone on to win it multiple times. They've gone on to retain it. Arsenal have never done it. They've never managed that, even under the great teams of Arsene Wenger. Is that your message to the players going into this season? If we really want to prove that we're great, we've got to do it again.
That's the opportunity that we had ahead, and we are very conscious of what it's going to take to deliver that. But I feel the ambition, I feel the desire, and I feel the ability and the conviction around the team that we can do it.
You've been there 6 years now. This is your 6th season at Arsenal, and it's felt like you've grown and grown as an individual and as a club and as a squad. And there's a lot of talk of Arsenal as a super club now, and I think what people are talking about is the ability to compete to the really big clubs in Europe, the PSGs, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas. Do you feel you're ready now to take that mantle on and really challenge those guys on a regular basis, as well as the really big clubs in this country?
Well, I think we've been extremely consistent the last 4 or 5 years now in terms of all the performances, in terms of the growth of the club, in terms of a lot of factors that are really relevant to put yourself into that bracket or category. Now, we need to win more major trophies to be at that level, and that's the task that we had ahead.
You just see the back of one of your very close friends and confidants in Pep Guardiola leaving. And then a new one comes in, Andoni Iraola in charge of Liverpool. And you've got Alonso at Chelsea now as well, who are your nearest rivals. Does that add a bit of spice from your perspective?
It does, but it brings such a feeling of pride, because the three of us from the same area in San Sebastian, we used to play together in the same team, Antiguoco, and to be managing the best league in the world with 3 of the biggest clubs in the world is just something incredible that probably only football can provide.
So many changes amongst your closest rivals. City we've talked about Liverpool, Chelsea with new manager as well. Does that make it easier or more difficult from your perspective? It feels to me like they're a bit of an unknown quantity this season, those huge clubs that you're going to be competing with.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the foundations of those clubs, they are already really, really strong. There is change in the managerial seat, but as well there are a lot of players and a lot of things that they already done for many years. So they are big threats, obviously, because they have the quality, they have the history, and they have the background to deliver big performances and elite level for sure.
You know better than anyone that to stay at the top, you've got to keep moving forward, you've got to keep progressing. And I think we've seen that in the transfer dealings you've tried this summer and some that you've succeeded with. You were fishing in the pond with Vinicius Junior. You've been long-term admirers of Julian Alvarez. Is it those elite players now that Arsenal have to target? Because they've got to be better than what you've already got. And what you've already got is a team capable of winning the Premier League.
Well, it's certainly the ambition of the club, or the owners, is to be the best club in the world. And in order to do that, you need the best facilities, the best stadium, the best supporters, you need the best squad and the best players in the world. And those are the ones that win you football matches, and the ones that can be decisive when it matters. And that's what we try to build with the actual players that we have, and it is the players that we want to sign to make the difference for Arsenal.
Are you comfortable being the favourites? Because it seems to most of the pundits that I'm speaking to, you are outstanding favourites for the title this season. I don't know, you probably hate that, don't you?
No, I don't. I think this is our opinion, and this is part of our industry, and that's okay. For me, it's when I look at the eyes of my players and I see that fire, that desire, and their will to be better every single day. That's the only thing that I care about.
And the emphasis for Arsenal now is on making sure that last season's success becomes the foundation for what comes next, rather than something the squad simply looks back on. The challenge is to maintain the same standards, intensity and hunger across the demanding campaign. There is an understanding that defending a title can be every bit as difficult as winning one for the first time. Opponents know exactly what Arsenal can do, expectations are higher, and every performance will be judged against the level they reached last season. That is why the message around the squad has been about continuing to improve rather than standing still. Part of that process is strengthening the group, where Arsenal believe additional depth is required. The agreement for Ezri Konsa fits into that approach. He is an experienced Premier League defender who can provide versatility across the back line, and Arsenal see that flexibility as valuable over a long season in which injuries, suspensions and fixture congestion can quickly test the depth of any squad. Konsa would arrive with a clear understanding of the demands of English football. He has experience dealing with the pace and physicality of the Premier League, and that should make the adaptation period more straightforward if the transfer is completed. Arsenal are not simply looking for numbers in the squad. They want players capable of competing for places and maintaining the level whenever changes are required. That is important because the objective is not only to produce one strong starting 11. Arsenal want a group capable of sustaining performances across the entire season. The pressure increases when a team is defending a championship, and having reliable options in different positions can become decisive when the schedule becomes more demanding. There is also a wider sense that Arsenal do not want last season's achievement to change the mentality of the group. The focus remains on what still needs to be done. Winning the title has raised the standard, but it has also created a new challenge, proving that the team can respond to being the side everybody wants to beat. That is where squad competition becomes so important. Every addition has to increase the level in training as well as on match day, and the possible arrival of Konsa would add an experienced option to a defence that will be expected to perform consistently from the start. For Arsenal, the transfer also reflects a desire to be prepared rather than reactive. A long season can change quickly, and the strongest squads are often those that have enough quality to deal with problems before they become major weaknesses. Adding a defender with Premier League experience would give Arsenal more choices without dramatically changing the structure of the team. So the message heading into the new campaign is clear. Arsenal are proud of what they achieved, but the focus has already shifted towards the next challenge. The standards remain high, competition inside the squad is expected to increase, and strengthening the defence is part of ensuring the team is equipped for another title race. If the final steps of the Konsa deal are completed, Arsenal will have added another proven option to a squad already carrying the expectations that come with being champions. The next test is whether they can take everything that worked last season, add greater depth and consistency, and produce the same level again when the pressure is even greater.